Okay, so welcome to our 5th video for COMP3218, that's Games Design at University of Southampton. My name's Dave Millard, I'm one of the lecturers on the course, and I'm here with...
Ricky Prince, also a lecturer on the course.
Rachel Day, I'm a PhD student and I did this course last year.
And I'm Tom Blount and I've been helping out on the course as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've got 5 games to look at. Tom, do you want to say a little bit about what we asked the students to do?
Yeah, so we asked the students to make a small game prototype that contained a story engine. So that is something where the narrative would affect the gameplay and vice versa. And we asked them to build this prototype based on one of 3 fairy tales, either Rumpelstiltskin, the Frog Prince, or the 3 Billy Goats Gruff.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look at our first game.
What's it called, Dave?
So it is Final Fantasy Frog. And we've done 20 of these now, and I think this is the first one that's done the Frog Prince.
Ooh. Loud.
Oh, that frog is so cute and terrifying.
Who saw this? Who saw
I
this?
saw this one in the expo.
Okay.
This one's...
Do you want to play it or should I play it?
So this one has...
It's up to you, Ricky.
This one has a lot of branches, if I remember. So they did...
I quite like the little spacebar to indicate what you meant to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was just a graphical glitch, but it looks like it actually does it.
These
Sorry,
are the
Tom,
guys that submitted a cheat sheet, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so they sent along a sort of path through the game in their submission, so maybe in the YouTube video we'll sort of throw this up there. But yeah, we've got a little cutscene here that sort of explains what's going on.
I can cut across to that in a minute if you want the cheat sheet.
I want a dance ball. My father gave me a gold ball.
So yeah, our first choice, we can...
Okay. And ask the king for a dance ball.
This is just like Final Fantasy.
The little princess got the ball.
I hope there's random encounters.
So there is choice, but I'm not convinced it's meaningful because we don't really know what effect that has had. I know that has had effect on like the ending of this story, but I don't know how or why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not intuitive what.
So well, it's okay to do that.
So we get a little mini game now where we have to. We are.
Henry's got to cross the. So it's okay to make those things point backwards, as it were. So having made a choice, you don't have to tell us immediately what the consequence is. As long as when the consequence of that choice hits, it's obvious that it's a result of our decision. And you don't have to do that using the mechanics of the game. You could just do it in the writing, you know.
Oh, it's jumping. It's horrible.
Oh, that's an unfortunate end
You
for
got
Princess.
caught by a spike.
No, we're
Henry.
miserable.
Sorry, we're Henry now. Yeah.
Who's Henry?
So there is a lot of.
I think it said the king's assist.
Yeah, we're just some guy called Henry.
Yeah, you're some dude called Henry running through ninjas and stuff.
There is quite a lot of perspective shifts in this game. You sort of play as a couple of different characters. So you play as like the princess there. I think you play as the frog as well at one point. Yeah, the hitboxes on those look a little.
There's a big hitbox on some.
Like particularly as
So Lord Henry.
you're from behind. It's not ready.
So what do we actually do? So I'm a little bit lost now. So we chose that we wanted a dance ball,
and we are now crashing the ball. I think.
So not only have we changed perspective, but we've changed sides in the story.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if there is a, like we are like the king's loyal assistant. Was it? I'm not sure why we are having to break into the castle to do this.
Ball then?
Why?
But what I mean is we started playing as the princess.
You say playing as the princess. We walked out of the room.
Yeah, that's right. It was from the perspective of the princess.
Yeah.
And now we're. Please save
help.
Please save the prince.
No,
Is anyone meant to help?
I don't want to help.
Anyone want
So
to help?
the prince is a frog at this point.
Okay.
It said
How
that
do
in
we
the
know that?
text.
Was it a cutscene? I think.
Was it?
I forget.
Henry was expelled from the dance. So what we've got here is a sequence of little scenes and mini games, kind of held together by this sort of little narrative network, by the looks of it.
Which is like we talked to them about that a lot in development.
Right.
And
so they were very keen to have lots of different mini games, sort of stitching the thing together.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But what?
That's not quite how frogs work.
It's basically how it's Frog Jesus.
It's the nice messianic frog game. Brilliant. Right. Okay.
I'm also not sure about the hyper-realistic grass texture and water in a game that was very, very anime and pixely a second ago.
Press E, yeah.
Also, again, like this isn't really gameplay. This is just an
Now
extended.
give me a kiss.
Yeah, the only been that's been
No.
gameplay so far has been completely irrelevant.
Later.
Nothing happened. You just kissed a frog for no reason, Ricky.
Did you kiss them or not? Did you just?
Am I playing as the frog or the princess or both?
Well, that's the thing, right? You literally just switched between them. It doesn't.
Oh, so okay, but we were the frog before, and we're the frog now.
But
Why
you
take
got
that
to
autonomy
choose.
away from
Oh, but we changed. We had the choice as the
So now we get to play Jumpy Frog,
frog prince that for
which
raises
is not
a
related to Flappy Bird in any way.
gift. Wow. So again, what I'm really struck by is the fact that they've done so much stuff.
That's the thing, right? So I'm pretty sure we spoke to them about this during development.
And again,
That's
the style
definitely
is,
not how frogs work.
and it's all over the place as well in terms of the
So-
style.
I think that's
Yeah.
because
The
I think that's
style is
partly because they drew these assets themselves, and the others are from the Unity store.
Yeah.
I really like these ones.
I
think
like
these
this. This is kind of cute. It's not a narrative
This should
game,
have just.
but it's...
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So, are those candle brackets things you can bump into? Are
Yeah.
those like?
What's the
Yeah.
No, it's those chests and those like
a bit
candelabras.
of parallax.
Ah.
A bit
Did
of
not
parallax
bump
would have
into
really
either of
helped, I
those.
think.
Yeah.
But this is just really terrible game design. You shouldn't make your players learn what's bad and what's like what they can do
I didn't know what you did then.
by fluke.
So Tom, you
probably hit
did
the
this in the
box.
expo, right? During development, they were saying that how well you do in the game was basically going to affect the narrative.
Yeah. So in this one, you're collecting these roses.
Yeah.
I think the number of roses, like if you don't get 9, then you get like the bad end for this mini game. So it's not just quite like if you hit a chest of drawers, you lose.
Right. Okay.
But
This also makes no sense for a creature without flappy wings.
Alright.
Okay. Now you've realised that you're
Oh.
basically a bird.
or
and
you
not
just
frog.
do it until.
What did I skip? Did it tell me something useful there?
Thanks for your
Because I hope
roses.
not, because I was pressing space because that was what the game was.
Yeah. So you could have clicked instead, but
Okay. Thanks for your roses, lovely frog. Okay.
You're welcome. Ribbon.
Yeah. The prince gave the frog an the prince?
It's the
That's
prince
the
now.
princess.
transformation sequence.
This bit's
Montage.
fantastic. That's my
Now this
favourite
is
bit
more
of the
like
game.
Final Fantasy.
This is great.
See, I actually really like that.
It's a nice little cutscene.
Yeah, that was good. That's great.
But see,
You arrest loyal Henry.
because Henry was nice and you arrested him, the prince leaves.
But what indication did we get that Henry was nice?
I don't know.
He was
like,
breaking
crashed
into the
party.
castle. Yeah,
What
he
was the
was
link between Henry and the
The
prince?
princess will be lonely forever.
When you were Henry,
I like
you
the little scene
didn't
here at the end of
help
the lonely
the
princess.
So they arrested Henry? Is that what it was?
Oh, I got to choose to arrest Henry.
Yeah. You arrested
I thought Henry
Henry.
was a jerk. I had no
But
idea.
he's odd.
Yeah, 'cause he
but
was
this is what I
crashing
mean
the
by
party.
moving perspective. You're moving to the other side of the story.
That's a fantastic ending, though. Princess
well
will be
known.
lonely forever.
It is well known that spinsters spend all their time standing in space, bathed in columns of light.
What do you
And
do?
snow. Why is there snow in space?
Yeah. All right. So
Narratively,
this is
it
really
doesn't really hold together.
It's a really interesting thing that they've tried to do,
Yeah.
and
Can you
it's
throw up the actual cheat sheet so we can sort of have
and
it?
it's very ambitious, but it's too
It's
ambitious.
so
isn't it?
ambitious. There's so many different conflicting things going on at once. Right?
Okay.
It's,
So let's have a look. So
can you put it back to the? Just
so you've got a running game, collect the rose. So what's collect the roses? Oh, so they've
That
got
was
the.
Flappy Frog.
So you've got the same running game,
So let's say if we
which
decide
you can avoid, which you can avoid.
So look at this. If we ask for if we don't go and ask for a
Yeah.
dance ball at the start and we're just happy with our golden ball, we just skip like half of that.
But
Right.
how do you
That's a bit
lose that
strange.
running game when it kept restarting you every time you died? How do you lose that?
What?
Yeah, that's a good
What?
point actually. Not
What?
sure.
Why is there such a complicated?
Kiss the frog, kiss not kiss, and collect. But so what's the difference between collect rose, and collect rose at the bottom?
Well, they're all the same. It's just
If you
their position.
whether
in
you
the tree.
kiss the frog first or not.
Okay, so if you
Yeah.
kiss the frog,
Well, you always
kiss
go to the collect rose
bad
game.
ending 1,
It
bad
is-
ending 2.
It's basically a split join, but it's sort of
Got you.
it's
So
not laid out.
So if you
So-
skip the running game, you can never have a good ending. You
okay,
never
so
understand.
so again, I think this is a good idea in principle, but the actual design
running
of the
game.
narrative is the
If you
problem.
do the running game, yeah,
So the lose
Wait.
the running game, which means skip it,
right,
because it keeps resetting.
yeah,
When you lose
So-
the running game, you have the choice of
So the only way to get the
Retrials.
happy
right.
ending, so you can get to the happy ending if you do the running game. You have to win.
you have to win it.
Like
And
the
then
thing
you have to
is, we
decide to
have to
help.
look at this to figure it out. Like,
And then you have to
It should-
kiss the,
it should be logical.
yeah.
My big issue with this is that there are so many different. It's such a complex route, and then only one very small case of it is that you have a rewarding ending.
Yeah,
Like you should be able to have an entertaining story through this,
With different-
regardless.
different
It
types
shouldn't
of
just be
endings.
like, oh, you failed this bit of the game. Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
Your story experience is crappy. It should be. You should sort of
Yeah.
back up your player.
So-
like you should
So
let
let's
them fail
let's think
sometimes.
about this then.
Yeah.
So in terms of quality, I mean it's playable.
So it's a bit
Yeah,
of a
I mean,
mishmash, but there are like several different mini games in there.
And they are playable mini games. You know the froggy hoppy thing. You could definitely play them. You could criticise them.
Yeah, but they were
Um,
definitely playable.
Like we said, not clear what's an obstacle or not. The other one, the bounding boxes were a bit big.
Some
But
of
it's
it
definitely
was
playable.
like the bit where you're a frog and you have to go into the water to fetch the princess's ball isn't really a thing. Like
No.
that might as well have just been a cutscene. There was
Yeah, but it pretty much is. It's almost like a
interactive.
quick time event driven cutscene.
Mm.
Really. So, but it's there. It's playable. It all sticks together. Again, I just wish they'd done something more straightforward and then done a better job with that. But yes, I think for what they've done, they've done a remarkable job to bring them
That's
together.
it. They've just spread themselves too thin, right?
Yes,
They're just
exactly.
focused on one of those
Yeah.
elements.
So what about the story engine then? So there clearly is a story engine.
yeah, it's definitely there.
It's clearly listening to your choices. It affects the game, and what happens in the game affects the story. So you've definitely got a story engine there. It's definitely
Yeah.
working, and they've definitely thought about the routes through and what the different outcomes should be. In terms of the mechanics as metaphor and the coherence of that, that's I think where they begin to fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
biggest bit of gameplay is that running through the castle, and
Yeah,
I'm not
so it's
really
got
sure how
nothing
that's
to do
relevant.
with the story of the
at all.
Frog Prince, really, which is all about kind of things not being what they seem and kindness for its own sake and kind of yeah.
And the fact that whether you arrest him or not affects the ending in such a
Yeah.
huge way, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they've really, that's the first bit I think they've really slipped up on. Pacing and techniques, story arc, character design, pacing, use of dialogue and scripted actions and cutscenes. I mean, the use of cutscenes is good, and the use
Yeah.
they got dialogue, they got cutscenes. They got a little bit of scripted action. They had that scripted action in the ballroom. They had that going on
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But again, it's almost like they've just tried to throw everything in there, and just one or two of those would have been quite an effective way of telling the story. But they do use it to control agency. They've got kind of, once you've made a decision, you have to stop and see your decision play out. You can't interfere. Character design.
Not.
Feels a bit lacking. So like you get things like Henry's the loyal assistant
Yeah.
or whatever, but you're never shown that. You're just told it. It's just he's loyal.
Yeah.
We never see.
So
why
this
he's
is the
going.
problem about jumping around, not only from different characters, but from different, almost like sides of the story, if you like. And I think you can do that quite effectively by showing the different aspects of something, but generally you have to carry it through, so you understand the motivations for one side, and then when you play as the other side, it brings it more meaning.
Yeah.
But here, because you're just jumping about, I mean, that scene where you're the frog, and then all of a sudden it asks you a question as the princess, that actually has, it's almost meaningless.
Very
Yeah.
confusing.
Very confusing. Okay. So I think praise for how ambitious they've been,
Yeah.
and for actually stitching the thing together at all, and they've got a nice story engine going on. But I think it's really been detrimental to both the quality of the coherence of the game and the way in which the narrative has worked. I think. But, all right, let's move on. Okay, so our second game is the Potato Prince. So you wait all day for a frog prince, and then two come along at once.
Two potatoes come along at once.
this is kind of pretty.
Nice, yeah, nice.
What could possibly go wrong? Whoops.
This really needs a bit of like ragtime piano alongside it with this.
Is there music?
I was gonna say this. Oh no.
That was anticlimactic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That is where potatoes come from, to be fair. Like, that makes sense.
I always thought they were rabbit eggs.
What, frogs or potatoes, Dave?
Potatoes.
There's quite a lot of...
So our quest begins.
This is a very text heavy.
Exciting.
Right? Yeah. I like the sort of what's it like silent film they've gone for.
This looks familiar.
Hang on a minute.
Right, we should be shooting some crates or something, right?
Okay. Why are there aliens? Why are we a potato? Where's the golden ball? What's going on?
What?
Oh.
Right.
First bit of the game and I've already died. This is punishing.
The sound effects are nice.
Oh, that's alright.
Yeah, that's true. Sound effects are good.
There's a very satisfying bang when you
Yeah.
hit something, isn't it? Yeah.
I am so confused right now.
Yeah, what?
Wait, why do they
Aliens
keep
are
changing?
literally spawning out of midair.
That's don't
So,
do that. That's not.
so
fair.
maybe we can clarify the confusion by saying what they've done is taken a game they already had,
Or at least
modified it slightly,
the level for
and put a little bit of exposition on the front of it.
Like, I'm not
Well,
you
Was
not
there
sure?
a potato game in the first one?
Yeah, there
Uh,
was.
Did
yeah.
the two people literally just mash their games together? Is that what's happened?
It could be.
Well,
I think that might well be what's happened.
whoever keeps doing this shouldn't, because they're not very good at designing platformer levels.
Does this game still have that you can jump and then
Too
land
high.
so hard that you
That's
die?
the frustration of a man.
Oh, but it does have feedback on the health bar.
Did they just spawn out
No.
mid-air?
And now I'm
they,
stuck on the
They
edge.
don't die when you hit them. It looks like it takes at least 2 hits to kill them. And there's why would you do that?
Have you got further than 2 screens yet? Is it worth getting somebody else to have
Hey, I am definitely the best platform player here. Except
Nah.
this little platform
That is
here.
not saying a lot.
Dave, the problem is you can be hit by one of these randomly spawning monsters whilst you're mid-air, and there's nothing you can
A
Oh,
bad,
there
do
was a
about
golden
it.
ball.
a bad
back
player
back
always
into the
blames the
narrative
game
now.
design.
But what happened? We collected it.
I don't
and-
know. They probably didn't think we'd get that far.
What? So we got.
That's why the random invisible spawns.
Stop you getting
Just
to the
to stop you
ending.
getting to the end. Then we would notice there wasn't an end.
I know that was a joke,
sorry,
Dave,
Is there
but-
seriously not an end to this?
That doesn't
Who
appear
played
to
this
be
in the
it.
expo?
It must have been Callum.
So Callum's not with
Yeah.
us. So but it looks to me like there is. That's it.
He's not dead. He's just in the other room. In case you were wondering. The stress of the PhD hasn't got to him yet.
Oh.
Maybe it was playing this that finished him off.
So
Okay.
okay, grab the golden ball and then just try not to fall off the edge of the platform.
Do I have to
Just
get
like
back to
it
the
does.
beginning?
Yeah. Just.
Why is that?
Oh!
Okay.
I just had to pause for a few seconds.
That was a long wait.
Yeah,
So-
it was.
I was hoping that was just going to be the game over.
So, overjoyed.
She never thought
Okay.
of the potato again. That's a lot of text. This is so talking about like information density and things. Like you only have 16 words per minute, is it, for
Yeah.
like to get
yeah.
information across
Very
to the
low.
player?
Hey,
Oh,
another
it's
level!
Another level.
I'm glad.
So you've got to get to the castle.
You look so pleased by that, Ricky.
The bad news to the rest of us is that Ricky actually has to get through this level for us to see the rest of the game.
As long as there's a checkpoint on this level, yeah, that's fine.
So again, like
I
why?
keep forgetting that
Just
the
spam.
up isn't the jump button.
That bit where the platform there's a gap, you have to jump that. That's it.
But also you can just hammer the click button, right? Why would?
Whee! Oh, and
Hey.
you didn't die when you landed. That was good.
They fixed that
what
particular one.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was nice.
So that's interesting because you were never going to make that jump. But
Yeah.
at least they put a platform under it.
For the first time ever.
But you know, that's fine. They made a good decision
Key.
there.
I mean, yeah, now we've probably just got to wait a bit.
Why does a castle not take damage?
Don't you know the potato appears? I hate it when that happens.
dinner time.
There's a lot of words that doesn't say
Oh, I
anything
said by
as
the
well.
fountain cool in the greenwood shade.
It's just lifted right from the actual.
Or is it? Is this direct text?
Well, except for with the word frog replaced.
And
it.
to other,
Grep,
to other
find
potato
replace.
things for 3 days.
I've got to say, I'm not sure what the gameplay bits have any relation to the
Well,
story.
Do you not remember the flying alien monsters in the
Yeah.
footprints?
I just like the idea that she's happy that he wakes up and he's a fabulous looking bloke but with
Oh,
the mind
we
of a
have a
potato.
Thou art
so-
the golden ball of my life.
So why
What
is it
was
arrow
this
keys for
potato?
these ones?
He in the
Is this guess the script? Is this
Well,
like
that'd be
what's the line in the
yeah,
actual
what's
stuff?
the difference here?
Is this like an illusion of choice thing?
Thou art okay. Just do the first one.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't matter. Wait, why's the text gone red?
I don't know. Are we dying?
Do we make the wrong choice?
He lifts her. Oh dear.
Throws her into the spring. What?
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, that's a bit random.
That does mean I get to play it. I get to play it again to find out the other.
just like the golden ball.
Oh man, we drowned. That was great.
All right. While Ricky spends half an hour getting through the
That was
the
fantastic.
very short platformer, so we can find out the alternative ending.
Hang on. Let me just,
Let's.
there we go.
Okay, here we go. So quality. It's sort of playable.
Technically a playable game.
Yeah, it's technically
It's
a
not
playable
that
game.
buggy.
The controls are.
It's better than the last version of this
Yeah.
platformer.
Mechanics
true.
work. Yeah.
The aliens do spawn out of nowhere.
And it has some oddnesses to it, but kind of works. All right, so not playable.
Story engine.
Story engine.
Right.
So
So you
are
play
there-
that.
So the
Can I
only,
summarise?
the only thing that is at the very end, right?
Yeah.
You play a platformer for a long time, nothing happens, and then you get a choice of 3 options at the very end, and that varies
You
the,
get-
And
the end
it's,
screen.
and it's completely unclear
So I'm
that they're
not
any different.
I'm not convinced
and then
that
you
even
drown.
counts as a story engine.
No.
No, it doesn't.
They've got no interaction between the game itself and the story, which is what the story engine's all about. Go on, should we try?
Say the end one, because that's the most different.
Oh, it's not red.
It's not red.
There you are. They're shortly married and had babies. These babies
New
thankfully
potatoes.
did not have the slightest resemblance to potatoes.
Oh,
There we go.
right.
It's lovely when they get married at the end and don't have potatoes.
Yeah.
Are you going to play it again? Or do
Yeah,
you
I
wanna-
want to see the. I want to see the middle one.
So although there is that choice there is effectively no story engine to this, right?
It's not a meaningful choice. It's sheer
just
guesswork.
sheer guesswork. And the narrative and the gameplay
No.
working together in harmony? No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
the aliens.
Rocket
Just-
launchers.
Just
space
absolutely
aliens and the rocket
nothing
launchers.
to do with the story. Pacing and technique. So they do have the kind of
Sort of
the
the cutscenes.
cutscenes
Yeah.
bit
But
with
they're
the
very, very
info
dialogue
bits.
Yeah,
like
there's
dialogue
like
heavy.
a lull in pacing while you
There's a
spam
little
through.
bit of character design. They've decided to take the fact that they really couldn't be bothered to do anything other than reuse the potato and make a feature of it,
Yeah.
which is brave if nothing else. Right?
So we have seen a lot of other games that do just have that are very dialogue heavy. That do just have a lot of words.
Yeah.
But there's always a case of it is a dialogue. We're seeing one character speak, then
Yes.
the other. They tend to characterize things, whereas this is just words.
Yeah.
It's like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also just words lifted directly from the fairy tale we gave them with. I think, right? Except,
Yes.
like I say,
Yeah.
with the word potato every now and then. So it's not even that
No,
different to
it's-
just
it's
going
not
and reading
dogma.
the book.
And the agency, like you said, there basically is no meaningful agency because the choice at the end is total guess. You've got no idea. It's not linked at all to anything you've discovered through playing the game.
It doesn't even have a whole lot of impact, right?
Do you
It's
even
just,
need that key?
It's just
No.
a different ending.
Yeah. Right.
A key is needed.
The door is open.
Okay.
Come on.
Alright, last bit. You done
Ricky
you done
really wants that
poetics?
middle choice.
Yeah, we want
Yeah,
the middle
we're,
choice.
I think
Have you done
we're
the
there.
pacing and
we just
techniques?
want to
Yes, we
find.
have.
We just want to find out what the very last one is.
Is that a bad ending too?
Must be.
Hope it's a medium ending.
So what was the middle one? Does thou truly love me?
Oh, this one's not red either.
Ah. I should have.
So he doesn't throw her into a river.
Left to travel.
Positively, he did throw her in a river.
Yeah.
I'm not so
I mean,
sure.
that kind of plays a little bit thematically with the idea of the footprints and this idea about
But again,
loving somebody for superficial
but-
reasons.
how is this choice so like the choice different to the good ending? There was, does thou truly love me and will thou stay with me forever? How are they meaningfully different in
No, they're
any
not.
way?
They're not. They're not. All right. I think that's enough potatoes.
Oh, we done.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Okay, so our third game is Rumple's Revenge.
So I think I saw this one in the expo.
So I'm presuming this is inspired by the 1983
thought
venture
it was
classic
like
Rigel's Revenge.
Yeah, it's definitely no, it's
No. Right. Okay.
I like
So-
his transparent bits. They're enjoyable.
On his head. That they keep moving.
Yeah.
So interestingly,
That is.
A
yes.
and D work to go left and right, but W doesn't jump. But left and right on the arrows. How have people made these inconsistent? This happened in another game. And why is there a single pixel following me?
That is odd.
Oh, that's
That's
fantastic.
Can I hammer
Do you
it?
think that's on the sprite sheet for the player?
Oh,
Just like way over
something
there.
happened. At long last, with her death, I will have my revenge.
So it is sort of setting up like in
Sounds
a little
ominous.
bit of like in medias res. Like
Yes.
we are in the middle of the action.
Yeah.
It's sort of introducing the narrative to us like bit by bit.
King. So we're having a conversation with
Is
the king,
that
and he's not.
Gravestone the King?
No, the
that-
king's over on the.
Oh, right, okay.
But
see.
then that's. Surely in playtesting you'd have noticed that. Now claim your son. Okay.
I assume I had a choice there. Did I
Right.
have a
So we've
choice?
got to
You-
produce 3 gold.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Can you jump across there and?
Oh, you died.
Oh dear.
Did we?
Also, I don't think it accounts for you dying there, so you just have to.
Handy.
So we'll start again. So if this time we don't die.
Do we need to see this in? Do we need to go have a look at this in Unity? I can't tell if there's anything going on in
You
this.
just need to not die.
It says click on objects to interact with them.
Click
Or
on them
Click with, that's what it said.
with my mouse.
With the mouse.
I like the walking animation when he's jumping. That's enjoyable.
How were you interacting with them before?
Space.
Space.
Did that.
Okay.
Why are there even jumps? This isn't a platform. Why? What do you want? Imps? Something. Words.
Okay.
Why is it that you talk to the king by talking to the gravestone?
Oh god. Okay. So now
And
you
now
jump
you get
over
like
the
a little
king.
platformy section.
So now.
and
Oh.
Yeah.
Play.
That.
Right. Well, that's odd as well. How do
Click
we
yes
go?
to continue playing
Again, having
game.
to jump to a mouse to.
So
And you're
choose what to
collecting
do.
like
so you're actually collecting bales of straw, but because you're Rumpelstiltskin, you can turn them into gold. However, you
Right.
only needed to collect 3, and there are like a bunch, but that
Okay.
has no impact
Whoa.
on the story at all.
Shoot. That was a. That was a mechanic in one of the platformers in the first round, if you remember, the other potato game.
yeah,
Where it was
oh,
like
yeah.
you have to collect like 10 of these things, and there were about 1,000 on the level. And you get to the end, and you had about 1,000. Oh, I can double jump.
That's-
Can
okay.
you always double jump or?
So-
no, just
That
sometimes.
was
Alright,
that one
so we
time.
jump over.
I don't understand what's going on. I'm jumping and not making very much progress through the air. Maybe I need forward momentum already.
But the other thing is, like, even narratively, right? You've just demanded the king's son, and you said, haha, I'm Rumpelstiltskin, give me your son. And the king said, alright, sure, give me 3 bars of gold. That's...
I don't think I can make it out of that
I
jump.
mean, like, it's a bad
Odd.
example of like an anti-hero as well, right? You are not rooting for your player to win because he's just evil for
So,
no reason.
well, I mean, so I spoke to them about this in the expo, and they said they definitely wanted to leave it up to, like, they wanted to leave it very ambiguous, as if you are, like, the antagonist or the
I can
protagonist.
double jump.
Well,
like,
are there choices to?
But to
know?
do that, you have to make sure that the player is making is able to rationalise their decisions.
So that's the thing, right? They set the way they set it out is that by having this sort of ominous, like, undercurrent of wanting revenge.
Yeah.
But it never really spells out why. Like, if they did that, then, like, it would be clear that actually we're not the bad
Yeah.
guy. Actually, this is like a sort of classic anti-hero story. We have been wronged, and we're
Well, but even then, you're still the bad guy. Just
Well-
a bad guy with a motive.
yeah.
This is some of the worst jumping I've ever had in a game.
Yeah.
There was
The
like
hitboxes are pretty terrible.
It's not that, Tom. Look, no game that has jumping has you just drop when you let go of the keys, and also you can't jump and then move. So look, if I jump and then move, nothing until
there we go.
you start coming down again. And the problem with that is there's this little bit in here where you get stuck in
Well, you
between
don't have that run.
some things. You don't have a run up. I don't understand how you're ever meant to get over these, because you can't get enough momentum.
What happens if you try to jump over the first two rather than jumping onto that bale?
Oh, I see. What, from there?
Yeah.
Then I'll just get stuck in the bit in the middle. Oh.
So it seems to be quite inconsistent when you can move in the air, basically. Is that
Yeah.
the problem?
Yeah, if you're not moving
So
when you take it off,
Can you jump over
You
both?
could have jumped
of
over
those?
both of those then.
I wouldn't have made it. I'll try it this time then.
Give it one more go, and then like we can open it in Unity and just remove them. But I don't think there's actually much game after this jump anyway.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, there we
And
go.
there's the king.
Did they only
You
have
have
like
one, you
half
can have
a
your son.
sprite for a king?
And that's it.
And that's it. Oh yeah.
I'm
glad
really
we didn't open
really
Unity
glad
instead.
I spent so long.
Okay, quality.
No.
Well, it has some
Okay.
qualities, right? You can
So
play it.
Like
It
it's,
is
yeah, it's a
playable.
playable game.
It's playable. It's consistent. The controls don't look like they're particularly great. The mechanics are not very sophisticated and
Yeah,
not
it's only the
particularly pleasurable to
pickup
play.
mechanic, and for no benefit of the game. Like, I don't really feel like I'm meant to be collecting things.
And you're not making
even
any
though I've
choices
picked up-
within the level either.
I mean, it's also
You have to negotiate it in this particular unit.
Yeah.
it's virtually impossible not to collect three of these things.
Yes.
Just because of the way
Yeah.
the spikes are laid out.
So there's no, like I said, there's no choice about different platforms to jump on or different ways to go. You've got to basically get that timing and that sequence right to get through. The story engine.
Not sure there is one.
No.
There's no story.
You can't make any choices. Nothing.
So I think the key thing is, do you make any narrative choices that impact the game?
I don't make any choices.
And do you do anything in the game that impacts the story that's told?
No.
And the answer to both those questions, I think, is no.
Appears to be. So like I say, it says get me 3 bars of gold.
Yeah.
But A, there doesn't seem to be a way to get through the level without doing that, and
Yes.
B, you get 6, and that seems to have no impact either.
No. So I think there is no story engine. Again, they've confused this idea of using the story as the premise for a game,
Yeah.
which is absolutely fine, right? I mean, it's worth saying this. Like,
Oh, there are
No,
plenty of games without story engines that are good games.
plenty
Yeah.
of games without story engines like good games, and there are plenty of games that use a story as a straightforward premise, and then they go straight into a brilliant game. But the point is, here they were explicitly asked to build something with a story engine. In terms of does the narrative work with the gameplay? I mean, like I said, they've used the premise, you're collecting bales of gold, but they haven't used any of the themes of the story. They haven't thought about what the story means, or really incorporated that into the story in any kind of meaneful way.
You see what I mean? Ricky is trying to get through the level now without collecting these things, and he
Yes.
I'm trying to collect only exactly 3 in case that's a.
can't. I would try. Well,
Try and get less.
Try
Yeah.
and get less than 3. But
Pacing and techniques. There's a certain little bit at the beginning that you start off with, I suppose, where you get a bit of information.
like you
Yeah.
get this sort of
And then-
tiniest bit of like in medias res, like
Yeah.
standing over somebody's gravestone and saying, "I will have my revenge."
but you
Yes.
never find out what that's about.
Yeah, there's no sort of dramatic payoff.
And it sort of builds this sort of this sort of simple peak, I suppose.
And there's like dialogue. There's just
Um,
not really enough narrative to use.
and there's no
for
agency,
narrative
there's no-
techniques.
There's no meaningful choice to be made about any of this stuff.
Did it?
And you've won.
See, it doesn't like.
They just assume you can't do it.
So they've assumed that it's
Right.
impossible to not collect that. They've just like thrown gold all over the level.
So I just congratulate
you've
you
gotta
on
get
playing that to destruction. That's great. All right.
Sorry, guys.
I think we should.
So absolutely no.
I think we should move on. I think disappointing, and again, example of you know, if we ask you to build a story engine, we mean put a story engine in there, right? Not just drape some narrative context around it and think it's going to work. So, all right, we'll move on to the next game. Okay, so our fourth game is called Troll's Revenge.
Anyone see this in the Xbox?
I think
I think I'm counting again.
Probably comes.
Three Billy Goats lived in a muddy field next to a river.
The goats.
There's a troll. Okay.
Okay.
So again, lots of just sort of exposition by text dump, right? It's not.
Oh.
At least they're like slowing you down as much as possible by fading everything in all the time.
That's sad. So when this first started, I thought this is quite a nice simple way of getting information across, but
It is quite nice. There's just too much of it.
there's just way too much of it, isn't there? Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's
We-
going
we
to
go
tell
through
the
the
whole
whole
It
story.
feels like it's telling me the whole
Because-
story.
Yeah, because it's Troll's Revenge, right? So it's going to be the setup as that story. And
I hope this is it. I hope this is the whole game. I hope it's just clicking through screens of text and zooming in.
Here we go.
Oh, he's dead now. So.
Okay.
What is it?
Right.
Right. Okay. So here's game.
So now we're in the game. So that was all premise, basically. Walk
So this
around
is
using
a
the arrow
game-
keys. Okay, I
this
like
is a
the little
game
tutorial
following-
bits coming up. That's good.
You weigh 85 kilograms. That sounds like quite a small troll, if I'm honest.
If you
Like
made-
a human-sized troll.
Yeah.
Why was it teaching
Well,
you
I
to
can't-
shake trees by a tree with
90
nothing in it?
kilograms.
Yeah, like that was a bad move. It should have given me.
I like this idea.
The
though.
tree
Do
should have worked.
do you-
that time.
Are you
I
going to
think-
physically get bigger? That's what I want to know. That would be quite cool. So now,
So I've gone up
now
5
you
kilos.
can do that.
I quite like the art style.
Okay,
Okay,
That's kind of
that's-
fun.
That's nice.
And now we got.
that was good.
10 kilograms? Okay, so you're
God.
definitely getting there.
Nom, nom. Ah, but
Wait.
are you stuck there forever now? Yeah. So press R to reset.
Oh.
Oh.
So that's kind of
Pardon?
interesting. Like it on purpose traps you there because it's look at all of this delicious food.
That's so funny. We're so
but
stupid.
Why would you not?
Because you need. I'll show you because I accidentally
to
did
move
this
the
before, and they haven't thought about like that was their solution to this problem, which is, what did I do?
Ah,
So
but now
push it on there.
now you can't move that.
But
box.
now I can't move the box. I can move it down into this corner,
But now it's stuck.
but now it's stuck there because I can't pull the
Yeah.
box and I can't get around
So
the
you're
box.
stuck forever.
So I see the
they
point of
set you up
resetting.
to fail there because that's your first thing to sort of your first instinct to go and explore that, I guess.
See, the thing is, I had a
You
quick
s-
play
you
this
saw
before.
pressure plate
I
box.
just went
Oh.
straight over there,
Okay.
pushed the box on it, and then didn't
So-
succeed.
so now
Can
you
I
know-
jump or anything?
So
Can I stand on that pressure
So
plate
if
as
that,
well?
if that box actually. No, we don't know how heavy that box is, though, do we?
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? That could do.
It's a bit slidey.
It could do with a like just.
So
a
wait,
label
so
saying-
we're at 90. We only need 10 for the other one,
Oh, I
and we
see.
need
Is this
15 for
10?
this one.
So go and
So-
go and put the box
so-
on zero.
So if it had, if
We
it
don't
had
know
10,
what the box is.
if it had
in
10
my-
written on it, that might help.
Yeah.
You could actually figure it out without.
Oh, reset.
It feels like you need a little bit more space there, just to like. There's no
Yeah.
reason to restrict that bit.
Hmm.
It feels like this has all been done with like colliders and stuff as well. Like this is a 3D game with proper collision, and it doesn't need it to be. It is a tile-based game by
Yeah.
the way we're playing it. It's a 2D tile-based game,
So now you're.
but why
105,
do it in
so
3D? Okay.
Okay. All right. Still, nice little puzzle element. What?
Okay, that's
Right. Don't go that way.
so.
Red switches
Red is
are
bad. They're traps.
So you can push that onto the switch, presumably.
And again, it's nice that like they expect you to lose there, so they give you like the opportunity to
Yeah.
like just immediately reset to that stage, which is okay.
but relying on.
How you? Yeah. How you
That's
gonna
right. I'm
get
gonna
it
squeeze
like
it through there.
that? Ah. Okay.
Relying on checkpoints and reset and like save reload, just because you haven't designed the information to tell the user what's going to happen is a little bit. I think that's a little bit.
I mean,
don't put this puzzle here. Like, give me the block first. Like, why do I have to go over here to get the block?
It's kind of okay for a puzzle game, but like remembering it's meant to be narrative, it is a little bit like immersion breaking to keep dying all the time and just restarting.
So have we eaten that goat? Oh no, get a little.
Ah. So you got a little mini game where you get to fight the.
You don't have to click on those things, do you?
How do I?
You attack.
You have to click.
Do you actually have to click on those? Why?
Bonk. Bonk.
Oh really?
This is kind of great though.
Is that the best you've got? That should definitely have been. Is that?
Oh man.
I should have written the.
So you got to click. That is weird. That is a very weird.
It's an iPad game, Dave. That'd be.
The other question is:
Can you just keep spamming attack as well?
Firstly, that, and also this is the small goat. Why is this?
Why did his health go up?
That was odd. So we also appear to have eaten the goat.
Wait, so that goat was 100. That was 15 kilograms because we went up
Yeah,
from
that was
one
a
of
15 kilogram.
Let's just check that the medium goat is more than 15 kilograms. I'll be disappointed.
So you got to.
Yeah,
I'll
why
go
was
you
it
with
there,
those.
Why was it the small goat? And
I like this idea of the whole weight thing, and but 2 people.
No, I won't help.
That's kind of cute. The little mystical dudes who give you.
Yeah, I like those. Nice characters.
So actually, the puzzle mechanism in this game, I think, is working relatively well. Actually,
As a as a game.
Oh,
No, no, you've broken it. Oh,
I think you might.
Wait, yeah.
no,
No.
it's stuffed.
I agree with you
Oh, no,
about the
no,
tile-based
you've
thing.
been right.
That shouldn't be.
That dialogue was a little bit wonky, but
Okay.
But like, is the puzzle element telling us anything about a story or anything?
Well, it does. So it does have the whole story is all about the goats are different sizes. You can't eat them,
So because it's got weight in it,
So it's
as a
because it's got
mechanic.
the weight
Yeah,
and eating and that kind of stuff.
but that first boss fight where we were fighting the littlest goat.
Yeah.
Why are we fighting the littlest goat?
But
Or
it kind of
rather
reverses it, doesn't it? So it's about if you eat the little goat, now you're big enough to defeat the big goat, the medium goat, and then you eat the medium goat, and now you're big enough to defeat. That kind of works. Goats have ruined this village.
We
Yeah.
can stop them.
It's okay. We'll leave the goat union.
I often
We
have
won't
these
to worry.
conversations walking across campus.
Goats
Goats have ruined this university. It's a lovely seaside town if it wasn't for all the damn goats. Right, so what's... Okay. Does that imply you need all 5 to open that?
Oh, can I get those little dudes to help me?
I really hope so.
Is
How
anyone,
long-
I didn't miss them.
Oh, they all just complaining.
Or is it like a particular combination that... You haven't actually stepped on any of those yet.
Boo, 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 boo. Is there any sound on this? That would have been nice.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. So, have I missed something? Have we received any kind of clue as to
Well,
which
do we have to go and grab the boxes from all the way down there?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
I can't.
Yeah, you
Right, I'm
can't get
trapped.
back the way you came.
Yeah.
Because that's basically their story engine, right? All the events are location based.
So
Can't
that
get
must be
those
it. Must
help
be
me,
just
though.
different. Certain. There's nothing to. Can you,
Oh,
can you put? Yeah. Can you put it so that you can't now?
Oh,
Can
so-
you put them so that
Across
each
three.
and then I
across
can
2?
stand on one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So so as a puzzle game, I kind of like it. I think you kind of. It feels like they are puzzles that are solvable. They give you just enough clues. So even that bit there, we said, well, we could go back and get all the boxes, and then we went down and we can't go down and get the other boxes. So it kind of shuts off that possibility to us.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
puzzle game.
that's kind of nice.
It's kind of, so it's interesting because this kind of subverts like some of the like implicit in some assumptions you make
Yes.
about puzzle games like this, because puzzle games normally follow the rule that one box, one switch.
Yes.
So it's a little bit weird.
And
that
we had that conversation earlier on about why did they not go for a traditional tile based
Yeah,
thing,
so I guess.
and now they're doing that, but
It's
you
that
didn't,
mini
have,
game again.
you didn't have very much health last time. Oh, you
Yeah,
refilled up.
exactly.
well, you ate a goat, so but yeah, here's the thing, right? Do we ever need to jump? Can we just keep?
So basically, if you're just doing that every time that he attacks you, you both take damage. The biggest goat will definitely stop you.
So yeah,
He's accepted
Yep.
that he's gonna die.
there's no real need to jump here, right? We can just
No,
keep.
no. It's not really, again, not really a meaningful game, really. You just click that button.
Mm.
Alright, so now you're 150,
What was I before? No,
Hey,
25
Pokemon
increments?
style.
120, I think.
Oh, okie dokie. Go.
So presumably that will actually start moving you around, right?
Let's go and tread
Yeah.
on one of them.
Tread on
Yeah,
one of
just
them.
step on
Wait,
it.
wait.
Do you have to work this out? I mean, what
You
happens like if you just tread on one of them?
Yeah,
If you enter on this one here,
Center
that will
on-
take you right across.
center on.
That's it, that one. Come out again. Again, kind of cute. Little kind of, little
Right, solve
maze
this one,
variant
Dave.
game. Oh, nice.
I don't think it's possible.
That one.
Oh no, down.
Like, yeah, or
Yeah,
the one
that's
next
the
to
one,
it.
yeah.
Now how do I get out? This way.
See, this is quite cute.
Can you actually walk while you're on those things?
I want that apple. Oh, I'm probably past the point where I can have it.
Are you trapped
I wonder
there?
if you need it. Yeah,
You're
looks
stuck.
that way.
Oh yeah, you can't get off of there.
Press R.
That's not
Start
ideal.
again.
Yeah, all right. So the respawn points are quite useful.
Yeah.
It's important when you design bad puzzles.
So yeah, that one. So it's interesting. I felt the first one where like you get insta killed by the goat
That's it,
and
that
just
one.
having the respawn
And then
was
now
fine.
go down.
But here it feels a bit like you could have designed this puzzle so like it just sends you back to the start.
Down.
Down. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you've got a crate. Oh crikey! What on the
Top left.
Top left. Yeah. So now presumably you push the crate.
Cool.
That's kind of sweet. And then has that done anything?
On the right hand side.
Yeah, on the right hand side it opened a gate. So if you step
Oh,
on
you need to
that
bring
one
it-
on
is
the
it
right.
still open?
Yeah, but he needs to bring the crate with him.
Eh,
Oh shit.
Oh, and no,
eat
you'll
those
eat
things.
those.
Yeah,
and
just
you'll
eat
be fine.
those things.
Oh, but you're stuck on.
Oh
No!
Well, I wonder if like would it no checkpoint.
There's a checkpoint there at least, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done for judicious use of checkpoints.
Yeah, I mean they probably tested it and
Yeah.
realised.
Very good.
So I need
so
this?
You
No,
don't need the crate.
you just need to eat the things.
I don't know. I think you might.
It depends.
It depends how the next puzzle's designed, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because there's a pressure plate there.
If I walk in that water, will I drown?
There you go, 180. That's enough to
So,
get
try
through
it,
there.
see.
So this take us quite a while to get through this game. Come find me if you dare. Aha!
Quite delayed.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here we go. Just keep attacking you.
Just keep mashing it down.
Oh,
So okay,
nice.
so he does do a lot more damage, so it might be useful here. But
Yes. Okay, so this one you do
Looks like
actually
you
have
could
to
still
follow.
spam it. To
it
be
does.
fair.
Just spam, so you go. I still think you get 3 attacks in and will do more damage than what
Yeah,
did to you.
yeah, it definitely looks that way.
Yeah. Alright, so they haven't really solved the problem there. You still got to
Oh no, all this weight has made me slow.
Oh right, so the bigger goat is
Okay.
slow.
Victory!
Presumably, except
I'm the best.
So now you can go down there.
come and fight me if you dare.
Got ghost goats.
This looks like it might.
I mean,
this
yeah,
is-
literally everything is just location based, and they gate you off from going back. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem to keep track
So I
of
presume
anything.
that's the
Like
end
even
of the
those
game.
fruit have respawned. We ate those, right?
This
So-
needed like a title screen.
All right. Let's talk this through because this is kind of an interesting one. So quality-wise, I mean,
quality.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
well
Very good.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit let
There's
down
some
by
nice.
the fact that it doesn't end. Like it doesn't have an
No,
end screen.
it'd be nice to have an end point. But otherwise, actually, that's a very playable little game that you could imagine you could build on.
Yeah,
See,
it's
things
a
like
nice
that,
puzzle
though,
game.
like sort of betray the fact that what story engine they've got isn't
Well,
actually that.
okay. Well, let's move on because I think we'd all agree that this is a good game.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But now we get to the problem. What's the story engine?
Mm.
yeah,
Because as Rachel said a couple of times, it's all just triggered by location.
yeah.
There is there is nothing keeping a state of the narrative.
Like it'd be so easy just to put if goat is dead, don't show this type.
Yes.
Bubble.
So
Why would the
the
goat
two,
not be dead?
Well,
so the two things are: do you make any narrative choices that affect the world?
not
No.
really.
Do you make any?
And do you make any choices in the game world that affect the narrative?
No.
Beyond
No.
progression? And the answer is no. So this doesn't have a story engine at all.
No.
Right? And in terms of the gameplay reflecting the story, then I think they're a bit more successful. It's playing around with the idea of weight and what's bigger and are you big enough to
Yeah.
fight the goats and all that kind of stuff. But again, that's not properly.
It's only
doesn't feel
gated
quite-
as well. Like you're not better at fighting the goat.
No.
You don't have more skills. You're not
No.
powered up in any way because of that.
No.
You're
It
just
feels to me like there should be something about once you have to be part of this should be getting big enough
And that's it.
to actually defeat the goat of a particular size.
It doesn't
And
feel
then-
like the goats are that different either. They all
no.
are basically the same.
No. So I think they had a core of an interesting idea, but they perhaps didn't take it all the way through. And then in terms of pacing and technique and the way that they tell the story, they got a good premise set up at the beginning, but it takes a long time to get it
It
across.
set up the premise, but it was just an exposition. They basically told the entire
Yeah.
whole fairy tale just through text.
with
some-
no showing
Yeah,
there were pictures of the goats at the
Okay.
bottom, but
that was it.
and definitely no doing. Like I
And
was
again,
Yeah.
what would it take to just add a single, like we say cutscene, but what we really mean is an image at the end with some text on it telling you what happened at the end of the game.
that's the dramatic pacing was it actually went up very nicely, right? You had
Yeah, each of the
sort of
three
puzzles.
stages of the
Yeah.
game.
each bump with the climax with the goats, and then sort of some more puzzles, and it sort of slowly went up again. And then you're just left stuck on this sort of cliff. Like you've had the final encounter, and now you're just stuck here, and it doesn't end.
So they're doing quite well with that. But
Unless that's a
I lost
really
lot,
deep
yeah.
message. I don't know what the message is, but if you're a
His
goat,
revenge
you get
wasn't
stuck
satisfying.
in a little moated castle for eating all
Alright.
the goats.
So again, I think kind of a nice game with some promising stuff in it, but they just completely forgot to do what we asked them to do.
Yeah. Which is a shame.
Okay, let's move on. We've got one more. Okay, so our final game for this video is Goat Island.
Who saw this in the
Take me
expo?
to the
I think it
goats.
was Callum. Isn't
Take
it?
me down to the
Hang-
goaty
hang on,
city.
hang on. What happens if we click no goats?
Yeah,
Do we get the game without goats?
You.
Okay, good.
So it's an example of false agency.
Who would choose no goats?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I guess it's just a main menu with start and quit, but in an interesting.
So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
playing this
okay.
in Unity.
Okay.
Is there any sound?
I don't think so.
Hello there, brother
Some
dear.
meaningful choice there. Hello or goodbye.
Okay. What would happen if you click?
Yeah, what happens if you just click goodbye?
I don't understand why they would give you a duff choice.
You can't now.
Why? Okay. Okay.
Can
So
you
Presume
do
I
that with
keep
the
going
big
right. Can I
goats
go
as
left?
well?
if you go right,
I was hoping the big goat was too heavy, so you could.
oh, let's go. Stop.
No, he's not stopped. He's walked off.
Oh no.
What is
It's
that?
attacking
It's
you
alright.
now.
It's alright. he
Oh,
walked
I
off.
recognise those assets.
Yep. Great.
Oh,
Yeah,
and those,
we've
and those
seen these
ghosty
skeletons
things.
before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Is this a stealth game?
But he just walked off. He walked past you. Why did that?
What?
Well,
And now we're
Oh,
so
man.
you're going down the bottom. So there's a change of perspective which completely confuses where you are.
oh, it's okay. I can butt that.
There you
See,
are.
there is a
Can you
hidden
get up
wall
there?
here. I can't get up there, and because on the previous scene or previous screen I went the wrong way,
You can't go back.
and now I can't go back. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there
It's
you
alright.
go.
I never get it around.
Oh, I see. You went the wrong side of the crate.
So that skeleton doesn't actually hurt you at all.
Oh, gobble you up. Oh. Wait for my brother.
Well, what happens if you run away? You just have to do it again. Oh,
You just
alright,
go straight past. Okay.
cool.
What happens if you go around there?
Thin.
Oh,
Okay,
oh.
so-
Oh, hang on.
Oh, there's a dead skeleton.
Ah. Our brother has been missing for a while, so nothing happens. It's exactly the same, presumably.
That skeleton that just randomly wandered off is now lying there dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Okay, we got this one. Oh, he's quicker.
Oh,
Is
Look
he?
at
That's
galloping.
cool.
He's
He's
actually
got-
got a galloping animation. That's kind of nice.
Boom.
oh, look at that.
Oh shit.
Shit, them crates.
Ah.
You can't control it, can you?
Here we
It's
go.
too quick.
Just charge straight through. them.
Yeah, go on straight to the crates.
Take this crates.
Just straight past.
Yeah, just ignore him. That's what I like about trolls. They're always so receptive to rational argument.
That's it. That's the end of the game.
Do you have
Oh.
to just click on it or troll dialogue no catch?
I think they should have written a catch. Okay, so that seems to have just crashed, presumably.
Yeah. I don't really
Alright.
know.
Well, tell you what, let's have a chat about it while you try and
Try
just
and
get
figure it
through
out
it for
again.
the second go. Whatever you did that time, do something different this time. Okay, quality.
It seems a little bit buggy.
I'm not convinced.
No,
It's
The controls seem a bit.
some of the ones we've seen so far, like we've said, oh well, you know, it's not fantastic, but it's a playable game. I don't see much game in this.
no. There's even the fact you can just walk right.
The fact that the skeletons bump into you and then
Yeah.
like walk off.
So I mean, why are you having a narrative encounter with the cannon fodder? That's odd.
But if they're not cannon fodder, you can't hurt them, they can't hurt you. They're meaningless.
Yeah. And in fact, that whole interaction with the trolls is annoying because what you want to do is
Ooh.
just to run off to the right and just ignore him.
Well, like if you hit run away, you walk past, and if you pick the right narrative option, it doesn't seem to.
I wouldn't mind betting if you stop long enough, those skeletons would attack you.
You cannot, okay,
Right,
what?
so that was meant to happen
But-
last
Ah.
That was the correct choice.
No, did you try to run away that time?
No, that
No, I
time-
did the other one. I did wait for my brother.
That
That might
my
just be the
brother.
end. Is that just the end of the tree?
Yeah, just game over.
So that's odd.
You laughing
so,
at the restaurant?
So the right answer was to run away,
Okay.
and the second time you click wait for my brother and it crashed.
Or,
I think it
or
might
game
have
over.
hit game over and didn't tell us.
Right. Okay.
Can-
So that's also a problem with quality. So it's not really a playable game. It's not entirely clear what's going on.
Just for the sake of argument, can you see if the skeleton actually does anything to you?
On the plus side, they've modelled night and day.
I think that's just the assets sort of slowly loading in each time you reload it. But see, like the fact that the skeleton just walks straight past you mid-conversation is...
Yeah.
Why do they have that weird kind of
So
like
if you stop,
next level loading screen when it's
yeah,
all on the
you're
same
right.
map?
It does nothing. Does it? It just
It doesn't even follow you, it just walks off.
yeah, that is bizarre. Okay, story engine.
I assume those are there to show you can walk through them, but every time I've just gone round them. What happened there?
That looks
I think I
like
walked
that.
in the water.
Alright. Okay.
It's
Which
slightly-
triggered the
slightly
end.
buggy.
Story engine. Do you
I
make
mean,
narrative choices that affect the game?
You make loads of narrative
There
choices.
are
and you
dialogue
know-
choices,
there
but
are dialogue.
They
choices.
don't
don't-
appear to do anything.
They
Well,
seem artificial.
it also isn't clear what's going on. Like, so like we made the right narrative choice and it seemed to end the game, and we made
Yes.
the sort of, not the
Yeah.
wrong choice, but the one that's not in the fairy tale, and then we progressed.
And do things you do in the game affect
We
the
followed it,
narrative?
yeah.
Not as far as I can tell. So there seems to be some narrative choice, but it's not clear what it actually does.
Like a couple of the other Billy Goats Gruff games we've seen here. This would be the sort of perfect opportunity for, if you fail as the small goat, like narrative happens. Your goat brothers start wondering where you've been and follow you, rather than just like instant crash to game over.
Yeah. Pacing and technique. There's a little bit of dialogue at the beginning to set the scene. But that's it. Yeah, I suppose in fairness, this intro screen is a bit like the game itself, right? It gives you a meaningless choice, where if you select one of them, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna have one more go at trying to finish this. I forgot that by the time I got over there, I forgot that I needed to click run away. I'm gonna run away both times. Yeah.
Okay.
Bridge. Wiggle.
Okay, so they have started coming after you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I
follow
think that
you,
must
don't
have
they?
loaded. It's just
Run away.
like the hitboxy things of where anything occurs. Oh, this is nice.
Oh, there's the okay, there's your restaurant symbol.
Oh, where?
Like on those grassy green
Yeah, there was
bits.
a thing over there, wasn't there? Okay. So those dialogue choices just seem to be exposition. They don't seem to make any difference.
Be nice to see if the biggest goat is then faster for some reason.
And then the only consequence for
stronger.
the skeletons.
Yeah, or can
the only
do
consequence
something,
for the dialogue with the troll is whether or not the game crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens if you go to the green bit this time instead of like the brown bit?
I don't think it matters. I think it just seems to be a.
Just go right. Go right to win.
Maybe it does.
So like, what's that restaurant symbol like? Just there for?
There you go.
I'm so lonely.
Okay.
I have my horns to attack enemies by pressing space.
Right.
But
Okay, well let
there's
me.
no need to do
But
that.
it's crashed again now.
Difficult to tell.
So what happens if you press
Just
space?
silent.
Fantastic.
Nothing. I think
So
that's-
I think it's just a very buggy game.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Which
not
is a
gonna play
shame.
anymore.
But there we go. All right, I'm afraid, and then this is going to be very disappointing, but I think we should leave Goat Island.
Yeah.
At this point.
Did we discuss pacing and techniques? Did I miss that bit while I was?
Yeah, we
yeah.
discussed the fact that there really wasn't any.
Okay.
I
concur.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right,
last of the stuff?
that's the last of the game. So thank you very much. Thanks for so long, and thanks for all the goats, and we'll see you for another video.